going on, guys? I am pretty excited today because Nikko sent me a couple, I guess you could call these prototype colors. So they're coming out with 2 new colors, or at least new colors in their hellgrammite and their leeches. So they have this magma color here, which currently they have their crawfish done in this color, but they are coming out with this color now in the hellgrammite and the leech. And then also this new chartreuse color, which I don't think they have in any lures, at least not any lures that I'm familiar with. And again, that's going to be in the hellgrammite and the leech baits. So right now, that when I'm filming this, it is late December. These are set to be released in early spring. So by the time this video comes out, these should already be on the market. But we are going to test these out a little bit today. As you know, absolutely love the Nikko products. The hellgrammite and the leech are probably 2 of my favorite soft plastics for bass. I really like the magma color. It looks really nice. Got this dark red that kind of transitions into a lighter orange. And then the chartreuse color here. Chartreuse, it's a color I used to fish a lot, but more recently I just kind of went with the duller, more natural presentation. I kind of like those more, but we'll see if we can catch something on this. So I don't know if I'm going to use all 4 of these today, but we are going to throw some of these on some jig heads, and we will see if the fish like the magma and the chartreuse colors as much as I do, because in hand they look really beautiful. So yeah, let's give it a shot. Alright, so here is a better look at the leech out of the package. This is, again, the magma color. Really nice red that transitions into nice bright orange tip. Like all Nikko baits, super stretchy, super durable. The fish always have a hard time ripping this up. In fact, I've never had a fish rip one of these guys up. This is going to be going on a 1/8 ounce jig head. I'll explain why I'm using this jig head in a second, but to rig it up, I stick it right through the top there, out through that first body segment, slide it on up the hook and flip it like that. We'll match it up with the body segment there that the hook should come out of. Slide it on in, and there we go. A nicely rigged Nikko leech. So like I said, this is on a 1/8 ounce jig head. I usually like to fish these on slightly lighter, like I fished it on a 1/10 last time in my last video. However, today I'm using my medium power Mojo bass with some 10-pound line, so slightly heavier setup, only because I really don't want to lose these lures. So if I was fishing it on a medium light like I normally do, I would go with probably a 1/10 ounce jig head, but at that point I'm using some 6-pound test, and the chance of me losing one of these really nice lures that are not available yet in stores goes way up. So we'll fish it, and let's hope we can get a fish. Got him. Second cast. Let's go. It's a little one, but it still counts. Let's get him on in here. Little largemouth. Look at that, second cast. Yeah, so it looks like they just cut the grass in this place, so you got a little grassy, but right in the top of the mouth. Second cast on this cool magma colored Nikko leech. We got our first largemouth of the day. So great start. Let's get this guy back. Maybe we'll get one more in this, and we'll switch up colors, or we'll switch up to the hellgrammite. So what an awesome little start with the leech. I don't even think I had a chance to give it any sort of action. It just kind of sunk on the bottom right on the cast, and that little large you picked it up. But the way I usually like to fish these things is similar to that. Just let it sink to the bottom, and once it gets either to the bottom or close to the bottom, because this glass is really weedy, so I like to keep it up above the bottom a little bit, but I'll very slowly just swim it back and twitch that rod tip a little bit, and usually kind of on that drop on the pause when that lure is sinking back down to the bottom is when I'll get a hit. So nice start. I'll try to get one more here. Alright, so the magma colored leech. Been fishing it for now about 45 minutes. Got a fish on my second cast. Had one more bite from what looked to be a little like 8-inch largemouth. He was super tiny. So the action is not great today, but I love the way it looks. A nice, dark, somewhat natural color, and then that really, really light tip just pops out and glows really nicely as you're moving it across a darker background. So I think this will be my last cast with it, and then I will see if I can get maybe a fish on a chartreuse hellgrammite. Alrighty, so here is the chartreuse colored hellgrammite. I don't know if I would buy this color just because I prefer the natural colors a little bit more, but the hellgrammite is my absolute favorite lure to use, and I decided to actually try it out on that 1/10 ounce jig head. So essentially I'm going to rig it the same way here. So tip right through the top. I'll pull it out kind of right where that head starts. We'll slide it on over that hook keeper, which is a little tough to do, but should be fine. Like so. We'll flip it around. Looks like it comes out right about there. Alright, so we've got our hellgrammite rigged up. Like I said, don't have high confidence in the chartreuse color. It's not something I would normally buy and throw for bass. I prefer the more natural colors, but I've got super, super high confidence in the hellgrammite pattern. So we'll fish it similarly to the way we fished the leech. Let it sink down, and then just slowly work it back in with some twitches of the rod tip, and let's hope the action picks up. Got him. Let's go. Once again, right on the drop. Little largemouth on the chartreuse hellgrammite. Alrighty, so I had one hit earlier from what I think was another little largemouth on this thing, but we finally got one to bite, and we got a nice little hook set, another little dink of a largemouth, but our first fish on the chartreuse colored Nikko hellgrammite. So let's get this guy back, and I don't know, maybe we'll keep fishing, maybe we'll try out a different pattern. Alright, I got a little bit of time left. Gonna go with the magma colored hellgrammite, and we'll see if we can grab one last fish. Alright, so it does not look like we're going to get something here on this magma colored hellgrammite, but again, the color of it is beautiful. Nice kind of dark natural red, and then that really bright orange tip just glows really, really nicely in the water. Nice little accent, nice little touch. So it's been a very, very slow day, but I am loving these lures. So let's wrap it up. Alright, so that is going to do a very slow day. There were a bunch of other people fishing here. Let me get that little raindrop off the blade. So there were a bunch of people fishing here, and 3 of them were actually even using live shiners, and they got nothing all day. So the action was very slow on this entire lake. So when you outfish someone with live bait, when you're using artificial lures, you know, 2 things are true. 1, that the action is really, really slow, and then 2, that you've got some really, really good lures. So Nikko Baits are always really good. I really, really like the color of the Magma. Caught 1 fish on the leech, did not get anything on the hellgrammite, unfortunately, but it is a very, very, very nice color. Kind of a nice natural color that blends into this really bright, glowy color there on the tail. And the chartreuse, I'm sure some fishermen will get use out of it. I got 1 largemouth on the chartreuse hellgrammite, but that's just not something that I'm really interested in. Some people mentioned using it for early spring smallies. I mean, I could count on one hand the number of smallmouth bass I've caught, so that is well outside my area of expertise. But for these kind of Florida largemouths, I like the natural colors, and I think the Magma looks really nice, and it works really well. So yeah, looking forward to trying some more of these out when they are released, and by the time this video is out, these should be available, so make sure you pick some up because they are a great little lure. So I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time.